and the wine. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome back to another club meeting. How have you been? How are you doing? It's Tuesday, 10 a.m. I hope you had a great weekend. Father's Day just passed. I hope you had a lovely Father's Day. To be honest, I didn't do anything for Father's Day. I had so many plans, but to be truthful, I didn't commit because I knew I had a busy schedule. I had to do the girls their hair. I have to do preparations for the wedding that is coming up on Friday. So bad from my side. I didn't do anything, which is not a good thing. It's not a good trait because I want my girls to always, and my son, to be grateful for having their father around. And to their, props to them. They did make a lot of presents, drawings, and things for their father. So they didn't forget him. So I'm grateful for that. But I had a full day of cooking in my mind, but I couldn't do it. So next year, I'm gonna redeem myself and cook a lovely Father's Day dinner, and I will capture it for you next year. So, and that is sometimes how it is in life. Sometimes you want to do a lot of things, but you just cannot do it because you have different obligations, and that's okay because I always think I'm already prepared for next year. That was the same thing for Easter this year, even though I cooked the Easter dinner and all the things, but it wasn't to the extent that I wanted it to be. So I am already prepared for next year. I know what I have to cook. I know what I need. I know how I want to set it up. The only thing that I need is the serveware, the tablescape, the flowers. So I can just take my time this year, figure it out before Easter comes around. And the same thing with Father's Day. You just practice and then you make it perfect, and the next time it's going to be better. Today I want to talk about a few things. Let's start with what I really want to talk about, and then I have some kind of exercise for upcoming Thursday, and this exercise is also going to be for myself. But I wanted to talk about being a housewife and the sisterhood. And I always, let's say almost 10 years ago, I was on social media. I was making videos on Facebook. And there was a group, I think it was something with sisters. And I was like, I don't like this group. Fake sisterhood. Who cares about sisterhood? Blah, blah, blah. That was my view at the time. I couldn't see the value of a sisterhood. And I remember people or women dragged me for it. They were like, don't listen to her. She doesn't believe in women empowerment. She doesn't believe in sisterhood. So don't talk to her. Ask her out. She is not relevant. At the time, I really didn't see the value of a sisterhood. I couldn't see what is there so great of being aligned with a sisterhood. I just thought it sounded silly. There was a lot of jealousy and envy and backstabbing and gossip. I didn't see it being empowering and safe, and that we were kind to one another, that we were supportive to one another. And I was like, why do I need this in my life? Got my man. That's what I need. I don't need nobody and nothing else. But as the time progressed, and I look back and I look forward and I look to the present, I'm like, I need that female energy in my life. I need females around me so that I can perform better. Let me explain. When I was growing up, I was raised by a single mother. My story is rare, but I think a lot of people can relate. My parents are immigrants. They migrated to the Netherlands. My father is from Ghana. My mother is from Suriname. She came here because her father was working here at the time. My father just came here because he wanted a better future. I have no grandmothers around here. I wasn't raised with grandmothers. I wasn't raised with aunts like my mother's sisters or my father's sisters. So I didn't experience the impact of females, strong, present females around me. My mother was a single mom. She was working. And I remember making a video on Facebook in 2018 or 17 about the relationship I had with my mom and still have, because it's we have different views, which probably most of you have compared to your moms. You don't see eye to eye all the time. But I really felt or feel that I missed a lot. Meaning I missed guidance of females around me, which would make me understand sisterhood better, because I would have seen the impact. I would have seen how it would be if you have great women around you. I do not have sisters. I'm the oldest of two, and I have a younger brother. So I never felt the magic or the power of females around me, but I was always drawn to it. Meaning I love chick flicks. I love things female. But I wasn't raised in a environment that would have created females how I wanted it to be. I hope you get me so far. So what I'm saying, I missed it. I missed having my mother around. And then missing turned into anger, lack of understanding, resentment. I just wanted her around to guide me, to talk to me, to show me, to lead the way. And I didn't get that. So now you are a girl growing up in a society that is foreign to your elders and your parents, and you just have to navigate it by yourself, being a black girl in a white country with influence of other religions, other races and ethnical groups. Because where I lived, there were a lot of Turkish people and Moroccan people, and they have their own culture, they have their own religion, and that's so dominant. And the black culture in where I used to grow up, it was lacking, meaning there were never black girls in my class. I never seen black girls being fly in my school, because there were none. I think there were at least 5 black girls in the whole school, and there were 1,000 students. So I missed that impact. So now that I'm older, I still need that sisterhood or that guidance, that influence, because now that I'm older, I see what it does for me. I enjoy watching makeup videos. I enjoy watching cooking videos. I enjoy it because it makes me better. It motivates me. It makes me stronger. It makes me want to do more and do better. So now I understand what people are experiencing by joining a sisterhood or a sorority. Is it sorority group? Like a sister? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a source. You know what I mean. Like a female fraternity group. Sorority, right? I now understand. When I was pregnant last year with my youngest daughter, and for all my pregnancies, I did not know what I was going to have. They were all surprises. And a lot of people told me, I think it's going to be a boy. That would have been perfect because you already got 2 girls and 1 boy. Then you have a boy. The 2 boys can play together. But in my spirit, I was like, I want a girl. I need more feminine energy around me. I have my husband and I love him. He's perfect for me, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a housewife, even though I was the one who said I wanted that. But he makes it possible, because if he would have said no, or if he would have forced me, or his life would have been different, I would be a working woman. But I told him what I wanted. He provided what I wanted, and now I've manifested what I've wanted. So I love him for that. But at the end of the day, he's a male. He can only do so much for me. You understand what I'm saying? Of course he can help with the household. Of course he can do things. But that is not what I need from him. I need it from my women, from my ladies. You know, last week I was looking for wedding guest dresses, because his cousin is going to get married upcoming Friday. And I saw a lot of women shopping with their boyfriends or husbands. And back in the day, I wouldn't think anything of it. I would be like, nice, you're shopping with your man. Now I look at it differently. I'm like, I wouldn't want to shop with my man. Why? Why would I let him go through all that, me putting on dresses, taking them off? Babe, what you think about this dress? I'm just in a different phase of life. I think certain things you just should do with your girls. You know, go with a girlfriend, go shopping together, go do that whole process. Because I know a lot of men, they don't care. They don't have an eye for fashion. They don't know what suits you well. Most men, if they look at the way you dress, it's more to appeal to their liking and their sexual appetite. But I need somebody that can really look with an eye like, this really suits me, without it being something sexual. And some men have that eye, of course, but most men do not have that eye. They just don't care. They're like, I just want to get up out of here. Yeah, this dress looks nice, babe. Let's go. So I just appreciate girlfriends, friends more, because I see how valuable they are when you go shopping, or you want to do, you know, certain parties or get-togethers. A female eye is different from a male eye. Most male, you know, there are exceptions. There are great men who are into fashion and care about the details when it comes to hosting a party and invites and flower arrangements and tablescape. But let's be honest, that is not the norm. So now I appreciate being a female and the traits females bring to the table. Even I, as a straight woman, can appreciate the traits women bring to the table. And I would like to surround myself more with women, because I can value their traits. I can see it. I see what I can do. So that means that I can see what you can do and what you can bring to the table. Of course, money is a conversation. Men bring money. But what I need isn't money anymore. My husband is taking care of that. So I need other things to build my world. And that has nothing to do with money. That has to do with creativity, great conversations. It has to do with influence, guidance, foresight, intuition, things that women bring to the table. And it's so weird how a person can change. But at the same time, I would like to surround myself with women that live the same lifestyle, because there is a understanding that we as housewives have that people that do not live this lifestyle, they don't have the same insights. Of course, they live a different life. They value different things. So I appreciate a sisterhood because I really see the value of it. And I love DCC, the American Sweethearts documentary series. Once it's on, I just watch the whole series, because these women, they really have a understanding. They went through the same thing to get on the team. They have such a love for one another, such a compassion. They support one another. They cheer each other on. They are so happy for one another when they make the team, or when they make first leader or second leader. They see where they can help so that the other one becomes great. And that bond, that must feel so amazing when you have that. Just know that you can call your girl and she got you. She doesn't judge you. She helps you to get better, tells you to read this book or do this exercise or to cook this meal. You know, that is what sisterhood is about. And a lot of people online, they want to have the sisterhood, but I think they miss the core values of a sisterhood and what it really means and what it can do for a human being, for another female, her life. Something you can depend on, where you can count on. And the same principles I'm instilling into my daughters. That's why I love the fact that I have 3 daughters, and I love having a son, but I just feel more connected with females. And I'm telling them every day, especially the oldest one, I tell her, you are just like me. I'm also the oldest at home of my siblings. God has given you a task. You are a leader. That doesn't mean that you are the boss of your siblings, but that means that you have more experience and God placed more responsibility upon your shoulders. And you might not understand it right now because you're young, but that means that you should help where you can help, that you should set a certain example, because whatever you are doing, the other ones are looking at you and they're following into your footsteps. Don't worry about it. Mommy is here to help you. Look at what I'm doing, ask me for guidance, and I will guide you. But it's not to say, oh, I'm the oldest and I'm bigger than you and I'm better than you. No. You have been put in a leader position because God trusts you with that position. Otherwise, He would have put your younger sister in your position and she would have been the firstborn. And as we are having these conversations, I'm also telling this to myself. I was the firstborn. God has placed me into a position of leadership. So that means I'm here to guide, I'm here to help, I'm here to be a mentor, whether it be to my own children or into the world. And I think in 2013, God has placed a vision into my head. And at the time I was thinking about, oh, I have to write a book and I'm gonna talk about relationships and domestic violence and how I've survived and how I've left that relationship and how I've rebuilt my life. And look at me now, I'm married, I've got children, everything is great. But now that I'm revisiting that dream, I'm like, maybe God didn't put me in the position to write a book about relationships. Maybe He has put me in the position to guide other women, or to be a vessel to bring women together where we can build something great together and have that sisterhood and help one another, and to build each other up and empower each other. Because until last year, I really was about, I need to get this book off the ground and I need to push this book. And most of the things that I was doing were more money driven, meaning I wanted to get up out of my financial situation. I wanted to, live in a different house and do certain things. And I was feeling like, because of the lack of something, I couldn't fulfill my dreams. And of course, I was raised by a single mom, meaning I was raised to be independent. I was raised to work. I was raised to raise capital. Now that I've put myself in a position of, I don't need to raise capital anymore. I have a husband. He's going to take care of me and my children. How can I make myself useful but not carry the burden of, I need to make a lot of money? Because everything nowadays is money, 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 money. Once you go online, there's somebody selling you a course or telling you you can make money because you got pretty privilege and there's no reason for you to be broke, or there's no reason for you to be not making millions and millions and millions of money. But that is not what I need. Like 2 days or 3 days ago, I was like, even if the book blew up and I would have sold gazillions of copies, I would have found out that that is not what I need. I do not need money. What I need is female connection. Women that I can talk to, that I can conversate with, that I can share experiences with, that will challenge me to be better, that will support me, that will love me without looking at my financial situation. Because we are all housewives. We are all in the same boat. It doesn't matter if your husband is a doctor, a lawyer, an artist, an entertainer, an athlete, or he's a blue collar guy, or he's a teacher. We are all housewives. So that means we share the same experience. We don't need money on the table to have a conversation. Our conversations are basically money is off limits. We are just having a human connection, and we are just talking to one another and see how we can build each other up. We just love what we do, and we want to grow in our lifestyle, meaning in what we do. How can we get better? How can I be a better wife? How can I be a better mother? How can I be a better friend? That is important to me. So even if I had more money, I would still have these wants and needs. I would still want to connect with women that are just like me, that love makeup, that love to look good, that love to take care of themselves, that love to have dinners and make a beautiful dinner for their family. That is what I need. And all this time I was thinking, I need a bigger house, I need a nicer car, I need better makeup, I need, I need. But now I come to the realization that is not what I need. What I need is you. To talk to you, to write to you, and you write me back. It sounds so maybe childish or something that is so old school, but I love to talk to you. I just love to talk. I am that mom that will stay on. I am that mom that will stay on the playground or the school. How do you mean? On the schoolyard for so long just because I'm talking to somebody and we're talking about life and we're talking about how did you do the girls their hair, or what are you cooking today, how did you become so slim, you just gave birth, what are you doing? These are the conversations that are needed for me. That's important to me, not the money conversation that has been controlling my life for basically all my life, because your parents want you to go to school to study and get a how do you call it, a side job, and then to study even higher so that you can provide for yourself and have a good life. It's all about money, but what does that mean? Provide yourself a good life, being a housewife, making the right decision in a husband is also providing for yourself and regaining time, something you wouldn't have if you were to work a job. But that isn't seen as providing or being smart. It's being seen as dangerous or dumb or whatever. Meanwhile, I see what this lifestyle does for me. I have time to talk to you, time to build human connections and follow through. I mean, throughout the years I had friends, but I cannot say that I treated my friends that well because I was always busy. And to be honest, still I wish, or let me not say wish, I want to do more with the friends that I have, but they are working friends. So I would like to connect more. I would like to have birthday parties with them, or birthday dinners, or come over to eat every Friday. I think it's important to invest in your female friends. I see my husband every day. I'm happy that I have a husband that is present and that doesn't have a job where he would be gone for weeks or days at a time because his job would be so demanding. I'm grateful that I do not have that. That is not what I need. I love having my husband around and to see him every day. Would I want him to be home more often? Of course. Of course. I love my husband. I can be with him every single day, all day. Even 10 years later, I just love being around him. I love to have conversations with him. But at the same time, it's good that he's working and he's doing his own thing, and we have that, separate time. But in that separate time, I would love to, now that I have the club, I love to have conversations with other females and talk about things that make me better, because he is at work. And when he is at work and he has his colleagues and they push each other like, go, let's just finish this up, let's do this. They pump each other up and push each other so that they can get the job done. I'm like a CEO. I have nobody around that's gonna push me and compliment me to go that extra mile. I'm doing it on my own, of course, by the grace of God. Because if it wasn't for God, it would have been done. But sometimes it's nice to have a physical person that will tell you, go girl, you can do this, you have this, I trust you, I believe in you, you can do. I would love to have that. And I think it's everybody's right to have a hype woman or to have a hype group that will root for you when times are hard, that will push you. Because at the end of the day, my husband doesn't know what I do on a day-to-day basis because he has his own job. But when you have females around that understand because they do the same job, some have, it might look different for other people because some have children, some don't. Some have all the older children, some have younger children, some are pregnant. Some people battle with illness, maybe their husband is. I know it's a broad group. Housewife is broad. But it's nice when you have the girls that can push you and that can hold you, that can hug you, that can give you compliments, that can give you, all these things that you need so that I'm on a great path, I'm doing well. And I feel if I'm not doing well, I can call and reach out to one of my girls from the sisterhood and they will talk to me, encourage me, push me. And that is what I need in my life. Because even if I would call my best friend, she doesn't know she is not married and she has no children. And this is not a diss to her, but she is in a total different environment, different lifestyle. She's working, she's killing it at work, she's doing her thing, she's traveling, she's really, I'm proud of her because she's really doing her thing. But I'm in a totally different lane. She doesn't understand waking up, going through the hassle, getting everybody ready for school, doing the hair of the girls, getting them their housework done, going to places. She doesn't understand that lifestyle. It's a total different lifestyle. And I think it's okay to acknowledge that you need other females around and that you're not intimidated, that you're not insecure, that you understand that their presence will make you better and that it's okay for them to criticize, not because they want to break you down, but because they want to build you up. And they are smart. They know how to do it with love. If I look at the girls from DCC, America's Sweetheart, they know how to talk to their sisters. They know how to conversate. And that is what I miss with a lot of online sisterhoods. They do not know how to speak with love. And I have to say, I was guilty of it because I didn't know that. I have no sisters. And I didn't have a mom who was that loving and caring and spoke with love. And the hugs and the kisses and the I love you and I support you and I understand that you're sad or that you're mad, but this is how we do it. This is how we do it as ladies. That's what I would have liked to see, but that is what I didn't experience. And now, to go back to the financial part, I feel like nowadays being an entrepreneur is all about go, 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 go. You gotta have money and the end goal is to be profitable, which is great. But I feel like you can still be an entrepreneur and or to create or build something without the financial motivation. And I feel like back in the days when the women were housewives, they knew how to do that. They had book clubs because that is building a business. It might not be profitable, but bringing people together, creating experiments, creating a culture and an atmosphere, that is business building. They were having cook clubs. They were having just, clubs where they have afternoon tea. And that is my vibe of being an entrepreneur right now. I just want to walk that path of building a sisterhood, something that we can look back at in in a hundred years time, where they say, oh, this sisterhood was built in 2026. It was one of the founders was this person, and this was the culture, and they had traditions, and they have, you know, certain medals that they give out. They have events, they have parties, they have meetings, they have newsletters, and it's a business, but it's not about being profitable and going on to the on Wall Street and going public, and we were making this amount of sales, and we are selling 2 products every second. That is not what it's about. It's different entrepreneurship than masculine entrepreneurship. It's about teaching, it's about challenging, it's about building, it's about love, it's about connecting, and not solely about I want to sell products because I want to make money. Of course, you want to help people, you want to make their lives better, but this is a service that you extend and has a longer life. That's why I always compare the sisterhood to a fraternity or a sorority group, because these people have founded these, you know, almost secret groups or secret societies, and they have built their own culture, and there is a way, they have certain principles that are tied to that group. They have certain dress codes. They help one another. If you see somebody new is coming in and they need some help with maybe tutoring, homework, or they need an internship, they always know who to go to, and that person will, you know, talk on their behalf or write them recommendation letters so that they can build their life. And it's not about money. It's all about owing each other or helping one another, and then you owe them by doing good. But also, if you can extend the same invitation when they need something, that is how they do business. It's not, they don't buy their way in with like money. They buy their way in by doing stuff, doing things for the group, for the whole entity, by, you know, being a true asset, knowing your worth. And this is what I want with the sisterhood, because as a housewife, I do not deal with money. I deal with me, my character, who I am, what I can provide to make the group better, to bring people together. And that is how I see entrepreneurship as of 2026. And I want the same things for my girls. Not thinking, oh, I need money, or I need investors, I need this. What can I do to bring people together, other females? Because, you know, one of the things I would like to do next, once I really build up this club or this sisterhood, I would like to start a scouting group for my girls, where we can make uniforms, we bring other girls together, and we, you know, do activities that will create their own little sisterhood and build their confidence and see how they can be of service to society. Because what I'm doing here is just to be of service of society. Of course, I'm raising children, which is already contributing to society. But at the same time, I would like to do more, because I think I can, and I think I have a vision for it. And with connecting with the right people, I can really, you know, help society by bringing housewives together, and we talk, and we can do charities, we can do, you know, raise capital for charities we believe in, such as domestic violence awareness charities, or safe houses, or, you know, something else, and we can decide as a group, like this year we want to support this group. This year we want to support this charity. The next year we want to support another charity by baking cookies or baking cakes. We can do a run in the Netherlands. You have avondvierdaagse. So maybe, you know, those are the ways I want to contribute to society by building a business. Just to, you know, and I will teach my girls it's important that you do the same. So if you want to start a scouting group, let's do this, you know, the Girl Scout, because I know in the Netherlands there are scouts, but it's not on the level that it is in America or what we see in the movies, how it is glamorized. But they can do the same thing here. You are allowed to start organizations or businesses every day of the week, of the month, of the year. You don't have to wait on somebody to start something. And that's what I want to show them. If you feel like doing it, let's do it. We gonna figure out the architecture of how we gonna do it. We like this little sisterhood. I'm just figuring it out. I said I want to do this. I called my girl and I told her this is what I want to do. I already started. Can you help me? And she has been amazing, and till this day she's helping me. And as time progresses, we will get more females in, and we will build this. Even though it's virtual, we will build this and we will really have a bond. And in time, we can have meet and greets where we can, you know, see each other live in person, and where we can talk and really hug one another. We can do honorable members, so that you can really have, you know, a button or something that shows that this was an honorable member, or this was a member that was really going through a hard time this year, or they were a cancer survivor, they were going through cancer but we were helping them through, or maybe one of our sisters gave birth. I really want to think of being an entrepreneur like that, and that is how I want to get sponsors in, so that we can create events or baskets for our members. Even though you live all the way in America, or you live in England or Spain, it doesn't matter. We will get the goodie bag, or, you know, whatever it is, we gonna get it to you and we gonna make it happen. So that is my mindset when it comes to being an entrepreneur this day. Is not about I need to get money and I want to have 10,000 followers and I want to convert that to getting this and this, and I made €1 million and I did. That is not what I need. I need my sisters, and I'm here to help my sisters in the same way you are here to help me to be better, to tell me, Debi, you need this makeup, or you need to take this makeup class. You need to get a one-on-one with this makeup artist. They gonna help you. It's gonna be amazing. I have recommended them to you, or you need this photographer for your children, even though they live all the way in this place. You will not regret it. Get these horseback riding lessons for your daughter. I know you live in the Netherlands, but they are great. They live in Belgium. They do private classes, or they do summer class. That's what I need. That is what I need. You know, work with this florist, take a class. You know, it's only 4 days, but they will teach you how to do great flower arrangements. Go to this person, they get the best paint, or go to this broker. Is it a broker? No, not a broker. Somebody that sells houses. real estate agent. Go through this real estate agents if you're looking for a farmhouse in the Netherlands. They are the best. I have recommend. This is what I need. Networking, knowing the right people that can send you into the right direction, telling me these are the best schools, these are the best tutors, these are the best, I don't know, whatever you need, these are the best, and this is what you need, and this is going to help you, and it will change your life, or this will better your life and the life of your family members. That's what I need. Tell me a great preacher, a great church, great singing lessons, or piano lessons, music lessons. It doesn't matter. This is what we need. Network. Life is not only about money. Yeah, you can pay your way in by paying money, but it's different if somebody really loves you, knows you, supports you, and wants you to win, and there's no money in between you, and they don't have to do it because you are paying them, but they are doing it because they really admire you and really love you. That is, you cannot replace that with money. You just cannot. That is so priceless. These are friends that you will have forever. That you meet somebody that you can go on a holiday with or meet up with, and have just great conversations, have great tea, and get to know each other better. That's what I want. That's my vision for this club. I have a name, I have a logo. Today my friend will be, yesterday she was working on getting the trademark for it. She's busy with a website where I can archive all the newsletters and have other stuff on there. So I'm really doing my best because I want to give you my best, because I feel like that's what you deserve. You deserve to get my best, and I will only share things that I believe that will make your life better. And I know that by experience, because maybe I've used these things or I've seen the great impact or influence it had on other people. But I want to be honest, truthful, and tell you only things that will make you a better woman, a better housewife, a better sister, a better friend, and loving, and also love yourself. So also self-care. I'm going to tell you, take time for yourself. Make sure that you take time out for yourself every day, because you need it. Your family needs you to be the best. So I want to end that part of the video. The next part is for Thursday, and I'm gonna make this how do you call it, this little, it's not a challenge, it might be challenging, but I want you to write a meal for every day. Like Monday is chicken, Tuesday is fish, whatever. And you write down a whole meal, start to finish. You don't have to be like, 500 grams of, not the ingredient list, just 5 meals. So that you know every week, these are the 5 meals that I can prepare. I just have to change out the starch, I can change out the proteins, and then it becomes something else. And in time, I want you to bind this little, it's like a mini cookbook for yourself, and you make it for your family, to your liking, your dietary preferences, your culture. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna be doing Surinamese food. You might be doing Turkish or American, Spanish. I don't know where you're from, but do it according to your cultural traditions. and we're gonna make one for every day. And one time we just gonna bind it. Maybe you're gonna add pictures to it. We're gonna add the ingredients list in time. But now I just want you to think about the meals. And then every week we're gonna add ingredients. And this is how you have your own little cookbook. Even though there are 5 meals, you can switch them out, and then you will see that 5 meals can be almost like 15 meals. I'm taking the concept of Steve Harvey was talking about a man should only have, I think it's 5 or 6 suits, and if he can make 5, if he have these 5 or 6 suits, he can make up to 30 different combinations with these suits. And I believe if you have 5 meals, you can also create almost 20 meals with these 5 meals, and maybe even more. And that's when you don't have to think about what you're going to cook anymore. If you know, okay, today is Tuesday, we are doing fish. Okay, I got 6 options when it comes to fish, and then you can rotate, so you don't so that you are not stuck in having the same meal over and over and over, and it becomes repetitive and boring, and also not healthy, because you're only getting the same nutrients into your body. You want to be diverse, you want to have a variety, you want to excite your guests who are going to eat the meal. And with guests, I mean just maybe only your direct family members, your husbands, your children, but also it makes them excited for, oh, tomorrow is spaghetti day because we are doing minced meat, so that they know what's coming. Or maybe they can just go through your little book and be like, Mom, tomorrow is Thursday, I seen the option, maybe we can do this, you know, so you can get them engaged so that they know. So I'm also going to do that, and in time I'm just gonna turn it into a little cookbook just for me, my family, traditions, so that they already have a little legacy that they can always fall back on in case I'm not able to cook anymore or might not be around anymore, because you don't know, this is life, and I want to be thoughtful and intentional. I always write down my recipes, but I really want to, you know, professionalize it a little bit, instead of having papers here and there or having little notebooks here and there, just to be intentional and really that I can put it in the kitchen, I can put it somewhere nice, have my beautiful recipes that my family so enjoys, and that they can always look through it. And it just makes it so intentional. It also makes you aware of how much herbs you use, how much spices you use, how the cooking time is, so that you just know and become intentional about it, and there is no, you know, guessing anymore or just going like this. So that is the little, how do you call opdracht? I cannot remember how you call it, but that is what I want for Thursday. So that means I also have to go to work and think about what do I want to put on the menu every week, and how am I going to, you know, chop my week up. Like, what am I going to do Monday, Tuesday, Friday? Because now I'm just doing, someday on Monday I do fish, sometimes I do fish on Thursday. But to have set days, that would be very helpful for me, because I really want to be organized, because that is most important. The home should be organized so that I can save time, not because now if it's not organized, I have to look too long, I have to search too long, I have to think too long. And even though I have time, the more time I spend on one subject, it means it will take time away from something else. And with that time I can do my nails, or maybe take it when I have a bath, take a long bath, you know. So I'm just, every day I'm trying to improve and be better and that can only happen if I manage my time well. So if you have suggestions, if you have ways for me to be better when it comes to organizing, let me know. Maybe you know somebody in the Netherlands who is specialized in organization and cleaning and all this stuff. Always recommend, because we can use the help. If you have, great cleaners that live in the area where I live, that is Utrecht, let me know, because I really want to have a cleaner, because having my house in order is more important than having an ego and thinking that I can do it all by myself. So if you have somebody who is great, that you can trust and that can do a great job and that has the time to clean maybe 4 hours a week, let me know. That will be helpful, because if she can help me with doing that, I can do more for the club. And that is important to me, that I'm present for the club, but also am present in my home. So that means I cannot invest all my time in the club and then my house and my family will be suffering, because that is not what we ladies do. So for now, I think I have said it all. I don't know when the website will be done so that I can put out my newsletter, so I will get you updated on that. Think about what I said about being an entrepreneur, but more with the vision of contributing to society instead of just thinking about the capital part of it. And that you can always start a business without having money as your main motivator, or not only money but also your ego and status, and to say I'm doing something, because this is not for me to do something. I just want to have friends that are just like me, women just like me, and I just connected the club to it, because it could have been something else, but I was like, I think a sisterhood would be the best way for me to achieve that goal, to bring women together. And I want all women, not only black women, because I believe we can all learn from one another. If we are all the same, we don't grow. I do believe in the values of look at the 5 friends. So I cannot only say I want only black women. It's an open invitation. If you are a housewife, if you have great character, if you want other women to win, if you are not intimidated by other women, you are so much welcome. You don't have to pay a fee to come in. The requirements are you are a housewife. It doesn't matter if you are a housewife who is 70 years old and your children are all out of the house and you are just a grandmother. It doesn't matter if you are a housewife but maybe your husband has passed but he left you money so you're still at home. It doesn't matter if you are a aspiring housewife, meaning that that is what you want to do but you feel like you need more support, or you don't have friends that understand you and you want to surround yourself with women who are already doing what you want to do. You are so welcome. If you are a housewife but you don't have children, you are also welcome. If it means you live in Australia, in India, or in China, it doesn't matter. You are all welcome. You don't need to have money. It doesn't matter what job your husband does. This is not about the husbands. This is about us wives. Okay? All right. So, as I always say, the best things in life are free. So give me something money cannot buy, and that's a like and subscribe, and most of all, share this video with other housewives, friends of you that you're like, girl, there's somebody who started a club, a sisterhood club online on YouTube. Let's join and see how we can contribute to this. This is what we always wanted. Come on in. Come on in. You are so welcome. And if you have suggestions, because this is not about me, this is about us, have suggestions, please put them in the comments. Talk to one another in the comments. If not, send me a private message. If you have personal stuff, let's also discuss it in the group. Maybe if we can, maybe I can read out emails. Maybe you're going through a hard time. Maybe you have challenges with your marriage or with your surroundings that don't understand why you chose this lifestyle. Let's talk about it. I can read it out loud. I don't have to put your name on it, but you know it's about you. And let's see how the other sisters will respond to it. And let's just uplift this sister of ours and share our own experiences, how we got through certain challenges. This is our group. This is our little hour where we come together and we just pour out whatever we want to pour out. It's a safe space where we can talk about anything and, you know, be vulnerable, because I'm also sharing stuff that I'm dealing with or feel like I need some insight on. Like I said, I don't have a real mentor, so I'm also looking for somebody that can guide me. Maybe somebody who was in a other sisterhood or a sorority group and it's like, oh, she is a leader or she is the one that started this initiative, but as a experienced leader, I can help her and guide her and, you know, push her and, you know, be a mentor so that she can oversee the challenges that might come my way, because they will come my way. So please, if you are that person, let me know. If you want to be part of the team in that sense, I know I'm great with videography, yeah, or I'm a great videographer, or you're a photographer, or you are an editor, or you're somebody that's great with managing websites or whatever. How do you want to contribute? Because we are going to contribute. It's not only I'm going to sit here and just watch you. We are going to contribute to make this sisterhood great, amazing, so that other people see that we as housewives, we are not what they think that we are. We can help, we can build, we can contribute, we can push one another, we can uplift one another.